What's up, guys? I'm back with yet another movie review. Today I'm talking about Suburbicon. This is a movie about a kind of like idyllic 50s community that people have built. They've come from all over America to come to this town, build it up and seek out prosperity and togetherness and community. And everything is kind of, almost like, serene and perfect. They have stores, everybody's happy, they're pretty much self-sufficient. Everybody's friendly with each other, everybody knows everybody. It's just one of those kind of like 50s style, like, perfect neighborhoods, only it's an entire like small city. But the issue, of course, is that things are never as, perfect as they seem on the surface. And the movie basically focuses in on two storylines. One involves Matt Damon's character, Gardner Lodge, who is the victim of a home invasion. And during it, the robbers kind of like torment him and his family, and they end up killing his wife, who's crippled and in a wheelchair. And the movie kind of follows that story as the police look into the case, and it starts to look like maybe there's more to the story than we first think when we're actually like watching it unfold. And then there's also a secondary story about the first black family to move into Suburbicon, and it doesn't go over very well, to say the least. It starts off with just some mild, like, shock and harassment, and it quickly, like, escalates into entire groups of people staging, like, loud protests 24 hours a day outside of their house. So those two storylines never really weave together too much, aside from the fact that there's, like, a connection between, like, Matt Damon's son and the son of the Myers family. So there's a little bit of a connection, but not much. It just essentially in theme of just that there's this darkness under the surface of this, what seems like a perfect community. This was written by the Coen brothers back in the 80s. It was rewritten and directed by George Clooney, and you can tell that this was not... There's a reason that it sat for so long without being made. I don't know how much of it is from the original, and I don't know how much, of the problem is because of Clooney's rewrite, but this feels like a watered-down like version of a Coen Brothers movie. Like a big fan of the Coens was like, hey, I'm gonna make a movie just like they do, and it's like close to it, but it just feels like a knockoff, you know what I mean? The performances are fine. I'm not a big fan of Matt Damon, but I actually liked him in this. I thought his performance was absolutely ridiculous. And Julianne Moore is a lot of fun to watch as well. She slowly unravels over the course of the movie, and it's like a lot of fun to watch. I appreciated the dark humor, I appreciated the colorful characters. Ultimately, though, the story was so paper thin and forced, it just never worked for me. I've seen a lot of movies, and I watch a lot of bad movies. I don't mind bad movies. I mind boring movies. And that's definitely the case with Suburbicon. I'm sorry my dogs are going to bark, but I'm going to wrap up this video anyway because I'm lazy. It's just a kind of movie that you'll check your watch like every 10 minutes because it just drags and drags and drags. No one else would keep this review going, but you know what? I'm going to do it now out of principle to myself. Like I said, I like the performances. I like the colorful characters, but this movie ultimately just dragged so bad throughout the entire movie. And the narrative is just not interesting. It definitely has a dated, watered-down feel, and, that's unfortunate because I did like the performances. So at the end of the day, I can't recommend Suburbicon unless you're just a diehard Matt Damon fan. That's the only reason I can see to recommend this. Even if you're a Coen Brothers fan, this is such a diet version of their movies. I don't recommend checking it out. That's my review of Suburbicon. If you like this review, check out my website, markfusions.com. I'm also at Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at markfusions, as well as Patreon if you want to unlock exclusive content. But definitely hit that sub button. If it was any other movie, I would stop this, but I don't really care about Suburbicon, so I'm going to keep going. Thank you so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon.